what's up, everybody? Welcome to the ninth episode. Today we are doing a special for you guys. We are kicking off mock draft season here, full effect, with my co-host Mike in the building. Mike, are you ready to do this post Senior Bowl 2-round mock draft, baby?
You know I'm ready, Joe. I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, very good indeed. Before we get started, Senior Bowl. We'll just hit real quick on it, Mike. Did you have anybody that really stood out in your mind in this Senior Bowl game, or was it a little bit underwhelming for you this year? How was your overall feeling on this year's Senior Bowl?
It was both. I mean, there were some good ones. The center, John Michael Schmitz out of Minnesota. I liked what he did. The wide receiver, Jaden Reed out of Michigan State. Definitely liked what he did. And then the surprising one to me was Derek Hall out of Auburn. I thought he did something really, really eye-catching there, Joe.
Yeah. I thought this year didn't have as much star power. This is probably one of the weaker ones in a very long time, especially at the quarterback position. But there were some good players that came out of here, like you mentioned. We mentioned the center out of Minnesota leading up to the Senior Bowl, so good work by us here. Um, Evaluating that talent there, I think he's a very good center. Could give you some flex as well at guard if you want. But somebody, the Big Ten, they're known for their running game, run blocking, this sort of thing. Just physical guys that can play in any kind of climate. You know what I mean? These Big Ten guys, cold, hot, whatever the hell you want, they're going to put it together. A full 4 quarters. I like him. Wide receivers, you know, a lot of mid round type of guys. Obviously, there weren't any first rounder kind of guys in this Senior Bowl. So I think offensive line in the trenches is where it was at this Senior Bowl. But for me, it was a little bit underwhelming. But that being said, Mike, Cowboys, they did. I'd have confirmed that they met with a couple of these guys. Over the course of leading up to the game, they met with Hendon Hurden, the quarterback out of Tennessee. I think that's an interesting visit with them, interviewing with him. That was an interesting one indeed. And then the running back, we talked about him leading up to the Senior Bowl as well. And the Cowboys, they met with him, Kenny McIntosh, the dual threat out of Georgia. I love him, and he looked good in this game actually. In the few snaps that they gave him, he looked explosive, making plays. So I like that. Carl Brooks out of Bowling Green. I know that they met with him as well. But you're probably looking more at a late rounder kind of guy. He just has a really good engine, but arms a little bit shorter than what you want from a D tackle. But it's good that they're looking at some of these middle, mid tier type of dudes. So, Mike, without further ado, up in this, we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. Everybody, I hope everybody is enjoying tonight's show. We're gonna do a 2-round mock draft here. And a bit of a surprise here, Mike is going to GM this thing, and we're going to evaluate his picks. And we're going to see. And we're going to talk about the draft as it goes. So let me get this set up here, guys. So we're going to do Cowboys 2-round mock. We're going to use the Pro Football Network for this one here. All right. So hold on. Let me pause this thing because this thing already went. That's the one thing about the PF. They kind of start when you hit play, it starts right real quick. So let's go ahead and share this out, Mike. Come on, Chingo. Okay. Share. Here we go. We got it. Let's hope this thing doesn't crash like it did last time. I was thinking it'd be a kind of buggy at times. Can you see the screen?
Not yet. There it goes. Yep, we can see it now.
There we go. And we're going to be over here on the top, Mike. And you can see the first couple of picks have already happened here. Right off the bat, Chicago taking Paris Johnson. I don't believe that. So this simulator is already fucking up. So let's restart it, dude. That's just ridiculous. Okay. All right, let's go again. Okay, there we go. This looks a little bit more semi-realistic. Okay, all right. We are picking number 26 in the first round and 27 in the rest of the rounds because the Dolphins they uh they got a spanking. We got a trade here for this one. Let's decline these trades here. Just gonna go straight to it. We want to make our picks. All right, Mike. We are on the clock, Mike.
Wow. Yeah. Look at that. Clark
Um,
Phillips, the third, the cornerback there. I could see Cowboys going there.
let's talk a little bit about some of the guys that went here, Mike. So, um, you got your linemen going early. Got a lot of quarterbacks here. Anthony Richardson, his stock has been going up steadily. He could be another one of these first round quarterbacks out of Florida. I like him. Jordan Addison's and these wide receivers for me, Mike, the ones that are being talked about right now, they're kind of small, bro. 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot, this sort of thing. To me, they're not. I don't know, man. This wide receiver class is kind of weird for me this year. I think you're better off a little bit later.
Not surprising that Christian Gonzalez is going before the Cowboys' favorite, Joey Porter Jr. I like Christian Gonzalez better than I do Porter.
I do like both very much. Cam Smith, he went early here to Green Bay. I think that's realistic. I think he'll go here. And Jalen Carter at 14 would be a shocker to me. I think he's going to go a lot higher. Some of his receivers, I do see some of them going high, but they're not first rounders for me. That's just my opinion.
Brian Branch there, safety out
Brian
of
Branch,
Alabama. If
the one,
the Packer or if the Tampa Bay Bucks can get him, Jesus.
the one receiver I do have a legit first round grade is Jackson Smith Jigba, and he went there at 22. The Eagles just reloading their talent there, so that would not be good. Bijan Robinson, an early favorite for a lot of Cowboys fans. I just don't see the Cowboys making that pick either.
But I do like him. I do like him.
I do like them, but running backs, these guys got to learn a lesson, man. They got to learn a lesson there. They got to go smarter positions.
Foskey going to Minnesota Vikings. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I like that.
Michael Merida,
Yeah,
Giants.
that tight end right there, dude. I like that tight end.
Oh yeah, that's my boy right there. So we are on the clock, Mike. How you feeling tonight, bro? What do the Cowboys need? What in your mind is your number one need and at 26?
It's
Mike?
hard to say because free agency hasn't happened yet, Joe.
Yeah.
But let's say they cut Tyron Smith. Terrence Steele coming off this ACL. Will he be ready? I'm looking at offensive tackles, Joe. I'm looking Anthony Barr's leaving. Do they keep LVE? So I'm looking at linebacker. Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis. These guys got hurt. They've invested in Deron Bland at that corner position. So I'm looking at corner for sure. Running backs is the big question. What's going to happen with Zeke and Tony Pollard, right? We know Zeke is gone, but how do they keep Tony Pollard, right? So we've got to look at that too. So running backs, O-line, you can even throw tight end in there. Yes, we got young guys like Ferguson and Hendershot, but I mean, this team is going to have some turnover just depending on how this free agency goes.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So Tyler Biotish made the Pro Bowl. A really good turnaround, year-over-year difference. Same with McGovern, who is a free agent going into free agency. So guard, tackle, running back, tight end, corner, linebacker. There's a lot here, Joe. There's a lot. But if I had to choose one, Joe, I'm gonna say running back would be a glaring need depending on how that goes. And I'm gonna go linebacker, Joe.
Okay.
But I think linebacker is is going to be a top priority here.
A linebacker here at 26, Mike. Who you liking here? We got a couple of good ones here on the board. I'm kind of the similar thinking. There's one name here that really stands out to me that I would probably take here at 26. But who would you like to take a stab at here, Mike?
Well, I'll tell you the linebackers that I've already studied here, because there's some of them that aren't in here. Henley out of Washington State, Trenton Simpson, Drew Sanders, Derek Hall. Those are only like 4 linebackers that I've studied so far, Joe. So I might need your help if we're really looking at linebacker here.
Okay. Yeah. The guy that I would like to get in here would be Drew Sanders out of Arkansas. I think he'll be there. I don't think he'll be there in the second round. Talented, 6'5", and can give you some pass rush ability as well. So I think it's a good combination to add in here. And it depends. What they do with LVE. I think for me, I would like to bring him back. But if not, and regardless, I think regardless if you bring LVE back or not, you gotta add another linebacker here, right? So
yeah,
I would not mind Drew Sanders, linebacker out of Arkansas here, Mike. If you want to go linebacker.
No, I like his bend. I like his speed. He got a lot of burst up the field as a pass rusher. You pair that with Micah Parsons. I think he's very physical at the line of scrimmage when he does blitz, Joe. Give Micah Parsons a pair. All right. Draft him, Joe.
There we go. There you go. Drew Sanders, linebacker out of Arkansas. I love that pick. I like that Jack Campbell out of Iowa as well. He's going to be a good one, too. Iowa just keeps on putting out quality linebacker. Noah Sewell out of Oregon. I think he kind of runs too hot, too cold for me. But obviously he's got the name, the Sewell name. So that's going to give him some more attention. So we're here in the second round, Mike.
Yeah.
A couple players coming off the boards here. We got some corners coming off, edge, some receivers, guards. We're going to reject this here. We are now on the clock, Mike. We got a linebacker in the first round. Drew Sanders, the linebacker specialist. And now we're in the second round, Mike. What are you feeling here?
We just went linebacker. That's a big jump, knowing your offensive situation. Army mom, Heather, she says she was thinking O-line here, Joe. Let's look. We don't got to draft that position, but let's look at the available position of the offensive line here, Joe.
Okay. Yep. I got a couple of good tackles here.
And let me be more specific. Let's go guard.
Okay, guard. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Go back to offensive tackle because no, not center. Go back to offensive tackle. There's one in there that Cody Mock out of North Dakota State. When I seen him, I studied him. When I seen him, Joe, I seen guard all day long.
That's a good assessment. Yeah, I think he's going to be a guard at the next level.
I like his mentality. He's definitely going to be a top 30. So if he can fall to us in the second round, I really think Mock would be a steal for this mock draft, Joe. But I do like him, but I wanted to point that out for the show.
Absolutely. That's for him as well. Steve Avila, I think he's good.
Avila, yes, I do like Avila out of TCU.
Well, Alabama guy. Jason Voorhees out of USC. That one just cracks me up there, but not bad there. Not bad.
I like Avila. I like his guard and center. Flex. I like his balance, and I like his power with Avila.
See what else we got here in some of these other positions here. Second round. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about this some more. So if we're looking on offensive line, okay, um, Cody Mock would be one of them, right? That'll be a consideration there. Maybe even Warren McClendon. Um, Guards, Avila is probably your best one available right there at guard. Now,
I'm stuck, but if I was gonna do this, and I had Mock sitting right there, Joe, knowing that offensive line needs to be looked at. Yes, I'm glad you clicked on the wide receiver tab because you got to look at that too. I mean, you got Marvin Mims sitting right there in front of you, another Oklahoma wide receiver, right? I.e., C.D. Lamb.
yeah, there's that. There's my boy right there, Zach Charbonnet. I love Zach Charbonnet. I think that he's a Mike McCarthy special at running back. You know, McCarthy drafted Jones, drafted the other big man there. So and that's the school. He loves UCLA. So I think Zach is going to be on the radar. The second round is probably where you would have to get him. I don't see Zach making it to third. Uh, Devin a chain. He's good too at A&M. A&M running backs, though, they kind of scare me at the NFL level. They always come with this notoriety, but then when they get in the league, they just don't do too much, man.
Yeah.
So Evans, Tank Bigsby, I think he's pretty good. And then there's our boy Kenny McIntosh. I think you can get him a little bit later. Eric Gray, I like him. He just I don't. I'm interested to see Eric Gray's 40 because he looks a little slow sometimes for me. Although he is good, I just don't know if he does run a little slow, it's not going to translate at the next level. We already have that in Zeke. We need more speed out there, right? So, but there's those guys.
Thank you, Ryan.
Um,
Drew Sanders and Cody Mock to start the draft would be excellent. I agree.
yeah, Tillman, I think is a great one there. You're looking at a West Coast type of offense now. I think Cedric Tillman hits those West Coast type of builds that McCarthy likes. 6'2", 6'3". That's your that's going to be your sweet spot for a West Coast type of receiver that McCarthy typically has drafted before. Tillman hits those marks there. I like him there. Xavier Hutchinson as well out of Iowa State, really good hands. He hits those marks as well, 6'3". So those are some good ones. Mingo, Ole Miss. Um, you know, I want to see him some more. Those Ole Miss guys, they run hot and cold in the NFL. So, but Mike, this is your pick. Where do you want to go with this? You want to go with Mock?
I'm going with Mock, man.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Mock. I think you pair him up with Tyler Smith right there on that left side. I think you're doing yourself a big favor. All right, a big favor.
Yeah, this is a very interesting one. Indeed, obviously, like you said, Mike, it's a good point. We don't have free agency yet, but it will be here soon, and that'll fill in a lot of the blanks as far as what we need. Do they bring back, Connor? Do they bring back Connor? Because I think that's the big one. If they bring him back, I don't see them going O-line early.
Right.
But they do need to add another one somewhere along the line because I'm not so sure they're sold on the guys that they drafted last year. We got the tall guy. What was his name? What was our boy's name, bro? Tackle got hurt with the pec and all this stuff.
McGovern.
No.
No, with the peck. Oh, Josh Ball.
Well, I mean, there's Josh Ball, but I don't. I think on him they don't trust him. He's like the ceiling was really low.
Jason Peters.
No.
What guard? What tackle are you talking about?
The tackle that played at the Senior Bowl last year, we drafted him like late. Oh, the Steelers steals this kind of shit. The big wingspan. Damn it! Someone in the chat room, let me know.
Matt Forniak.
What was his name?
Velasco.
There you go.
Matt Velasco.
Yeah. So I don't know how they feel about Let's go. There we go. You guys got it.
Where the heck is he at?
Well, he's been recovering from the injuries. So
We haven't seen him play at all.
Yeah, so depending on how they feel about those two guys, right? Like, how do you feel about Ball? How do you feel about Waletzko? If not, you're gonna need to add another body there
I
because
think
those are gonna be.
they were looking at Walesko way more than they were looking at Ball, though. I think they're comfortable with Walesko than they are with Ball.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's where they're at with that as well. This could be Josh Ball's like final camp with us if he doesn't
Trade him,
show.
trade him to
Yeah.
the Eagles.
So yeah, that'll be interesting, man. Free agency it's gonna be huge for what our draft targets are gonna be. But right off the gate here, I do like this linebacker. Especially if they don't bring back LVE, you're left with a very young squad there. I mean, you do have Micah, but I feel like they're using Micah more as your rusher guy now, more as a DE seems like. So um, maybe we will see finally the return of you know who, bro, Mr. LSU,
Jabril
the
the
Steel Cock,
Steel
bro.
Cox.
Yeah, yeah. It's just that was just a very odd story this season. Where was he?
Well, you think about this though, Joe. George Edwards was the linebackers coach, and they did not renew his contract. So
Out of here.
maybe, just maybe, they didn't like his development going into that second year with Jabril the Steel. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to what Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy brings in for that linebacker coach position, because I think the focal point is going to be for these young linebackers, Damone Clark, Jabril the Steel, Micah Parsons, right? Do they keep LVE? Do they go out and get a Drew Sanders, right? So I think that new linebackers coach has to be a good one, Joe.
Yeah, yeah. It's gotta be a good one. Uh, I think McCarthy will have some say in this as well. He likes these types of linebackers that have size as well. He had a lot of success with those linebackers in Green Bay. So for me, and Drew Sanders, I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be a Clay Matthews or whatever, but he's got that kind of skill set. He can play linebacker. He can give you some relief. He can give you some pass rush. So if he's there at 26, man, and depending on what we do in the offseason, I love that pick, man. I love that pick indeed. And Cody Mock as well. I like what you're saying there, Mike. Guard. That's how I project him at the NFL as well. He's a mauler, and you got to have that mauler at the guard position, especially in the stout NFC East. Got a lot of big linemen week in and week out, so you got to fortify that. You know what I mean? So I like those picks there. And yeah, Tyler Smith, he's the left tackle. That's enough. That's that.
Yeah.
Tyron, cap, cut. Let's save the money. Use the money. And let's rock, man. You know what I mean?
You Mike drafted Clay Matthews 26 in the 2009 draft. I probably did. That was 14 years ago. I probably did.
Oh yeah. How do you
That's
know
why,
that?
Danny. That's why it's a mock draft, Danny. It's a mock draft. We the whole goal of this is for Joe and I to give you familiarity with these players, so that way when you get done and we can give you some talking points, like when we talked about Drew and we talked about Cody Mock, we gave you what we liked about them, not necessarily that we're going to draft them. It's just what we liked about them, so you have a little ammo in your pocket when you're watching the draft. That's what this is all about right here on the Frisco Report.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did talk about this guy leading up to the Senior Bowl,
Yes, we
Michael
did.
Mintz out of Minnesota. So, yeah, the Cowboys huddle. Yeah, he would be a guy to consider. You know what I mean?
Oh, big shout out to the Cowboys huddle.
Yeah,
I like them. They're good people over there.
that'd be a good pick there, indeed. But yeah, man, this draft could go any direction. Any direction. So that's what it's all about. Getting the names out there, especially early on. Like Mike said, that's what it's all about. This isn't about having the perfect mock. There's no such thing as a perfect mock. All the mocks, they're always wrong. All of them.
Throw them out the window.
So yeah, you can't go into this, just being like, oh God, this and that. It's fun. You know what I mean? It's a lot of fun. But Mike, do appreciate everybody here in the chat box. We do have a lot of our Raiders here. Army Mom in the house. Appreciate you, Danny. Appreciate you as well, bro. Always coming through. Ruben. always coming through. Everybody in the chat box, we do appreciate you guys. Mike, very good mock draft. We're gonna start working these discussions here. We might flip the script next week and do a little bit deeper dive on free agency as far as like who we want to bring back, Mike, and how that'll affect the draft targeting and any mid-tier guys the Cowboys may be targeting. Do they want to trade for somebody? You know what I mean? So we'll hit on that, Mike. But man, we do appreciate you guys taking out this second round mock draft. Mike, let everybody know where they can find you if they haven't already, bro.
No, see, let me end it and then I'll let you know. Let me give some final words here. The Joneses drive me crazy, dude. Like you never know what they're gonna do. You just don't, right? I mean, they waited damn near 8 weeks to go get Amari Cooper, right? A few years ago. And then they sat on their hands until forever, right? So will they restructure all this money and free up $45 million? Will they make a trade, give up draft equity to go get a big-time player? Will they sign a big-time player, right? So it's these Cowboys, they're so unpredictable when it comes to this stuff. I mean, they really are. Tyler Smith, last year, first-round pick, no one knew that. The only person that did was my boy Michael Gelkin. That was it, right? So I think it's going to be interesting, to say the least. New offensive coordinator. I think he can really help Dak Prescott. But no, Cowboys Corner right here on YouTube, guys. And underscore Cowboys Corner on the Elon Musk page. All right.
Yeah, that's cool, right, guys?
Oh, one more thing. Eagles, I hope you die come Sunday.
Yeah, we can't get lapped by them. We'll get lapped again. It's on the front office. Can't get lapped again by the Eagles, damn it. Okay, Mahomes? All right, man. That's all we have tonight, guys. Appreciate you. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy your evenings.
Peace.